After the nikah, Mohammed Hijab wanted a sex marriage. He wanted a hotel marriage. This is the story of my marriage to Mohammed Hijab and how his actions that he claimed are permissible by Allah have completely destroyed my life.
Mohammed Hijab's second wife, or should I say hotel girlfriend wife, has come out and exposed the Dawah giant, arguably the Dawah leader, Mohammed Hijab himself. Aisha, I know, out of all the names, right? Aisha had to be her name. The name of Mohammed's second ex-wife, she decided to expose Mohammed Hijab after exhausting every attempt to sort things out behind the scenes, even going as far as speaking to Ali Dawah, one of Mohammed's Hijab's best friends.
She even met with Ali Dawah, who conducted a 1.5-hour interview with her, under the condition that she doesn't mention the name, but focuses on the allegations and her experience. Despite agreeing to that, he later informed her that he will not be publishing the interview. Go figure. After all, Ali Dawah is buddies with Mohammed Hijab.
Aisha basically exposed that Mohammed Hijab married her for sex only, meaning when Mohammed Hijab married her, he never intended to care for her financially or to have children with her. He never intended to have a family with her. His only intention was to use her for sex, and that's it. And that's exactly what Mohammed Hijab did.
In our final interaction, he was like, look, that arrangement of meeting in hotels is what I was looking for. And I thought you are the best suitor for that kind of marriage. It is halal. And that's the only arrangement that works for me. And I'm really sorry, but that's all what I wanted. He called it sex marriage. He called it a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. He confirmed that he had no intention of paying the bills or the rent. He said, you didn't ask me for that when we were getting married. He said that he just wanted to have full discretion. Everything is up to him. He will never change the hotel, ever. He will never speak to my family, ever. He's not going to be paying for anything. And we're not going to have kids. Not going to be taking care of my daughter. Nothing.
Listen, if you think I'm reacting to this story to talk about how morally wrong Mohammed was for lying and deceiving Aisha in order to use her for sex, you're wasting your time. That's not what this reaction is for. That's not what this reaction is about. I'm not interested in passing moral judgment on Mohammed Hijab. Lord knows none of us are perfect. Everyone already knows what he did was wrong. Damn it, Mohammed Hijab's conscience knows what he did was wrong. Look, Mohammed Hijab is not the first man to lie and deceive because he lusted after a woman. I'm doing this reaction to talk about something else. I'm doing this reaction to talk about marriage in Islam, or to be more precise, different types of marriage in Islam, and in particular, one type of marriage called Misyar marriage. Okay? That's what I'm here to talk about. That's what this reaction is for. The question is not whether what Mohammed Hijab did was morally wrong or not. That's not the question. The question is whether what Mohammed Hijab did was wrong according to Islam or not. And I'm afraid according to Islam, Mohammed Hijab did not do anything wrong.
And he was very angry. He said, why are you refusing something that is halal? This is misyar. Why are you not accepting it?
For a long time now, I suspected Islam promotes promiscuity in the form of different types of marriage and in how easy it is to divorce. For example, in one of the Islamic sects called Shia, they have this temporary marriage called Muta, where a man and a woman can literally marry for one night, or 2 or 3, whatever the time period they agree to, and be divorced after the contract ends. Please tell me, how different is this from a one-night stand? The answer is there is no difference at all. But Mohammed Hijab is not a Shia Muslim, guys. He's a Sunni Muslim. For a long time now, I have noticed that a lot of Muslims like to look down on Western culture because Westerners sexualize themselves. They sleep around, they change girlfriends and boyfriends like they change shirts. Western women wear revealing clothes. You get the picture, right? But what a lot of Westerners don't know about Muslims is that Islam promotes the same sexual promiscuous degeneracy. You can sleep around in Islam. You can have different girlfriends. Well, you would have to marry them on WhatsApp and call them wives first and just divorce them when you're done with them. But you can.
People married in 1 minute, in 60 seconds, because I was busy. Honestly, someone comes to the office and say, listen, I need to get married, this and that. I say, listen, I need to go to the toilet, so this is going to have to be a quick one. I tell you the truth, I've even gotten people married on WhatsApp. And now there's a difference of opinion on the matter. But I was driving and this guy, he called me and he said, look, I'm going to commit haram. He goes, I've got 2 witnesses ready on this WhatsApp group. Can I add you and you do the thing? So I brought them in. I said to the woman, I said to her, listen, this guy's probably going to leave you. I know this guy. And he was like, what are you doing? You're here to try and make things easy for me. I said, but it's not fair on the poor woman because we know that you're a pernicious man. You're a khabis. And I said, what's the mahar? And the guy said, you don't want to hear this one. This is before McDonald's was on the boycott list. He goes, I'm going to give her a meal in McDonald's. I said, sister, don't do this. I said, at least have something. No, she said, I don't mind, I don't care, whatever. It happened, and he did, in fact, divorce her, unfortunately. But I said, I told you so, and that was it.
Do you know how easy it is to divorce in Islam? Let me put it this way. It is harder to break up as a liberal atheist Westerner than to divorce as a married man and woman in Islam. And when you look into the reasons for divorce, it gets even more absurd.
What are the conditions under which a wife can ask for a divorce according to Sharia? If he is really ugly and she's unable to look at his face, as in the hadith of Thabit ibn Qais, where his wife could not look at him, and she said, had I not feared Allah, I would have spitted in his face whenever I look at him because of his ugliness. This is a legitimate reason.
The reason why Westerners seem to think that Muslims seem to be more morally respectable when it comes to intersexual dynamics is because outwardly, they women tend to cover up, even though that's changing in the West now more and more. But the truth is that Islam is just as sexual, perverse, and promiscuous as Western culture is. Okay, we talked about muta marriage that's allowed in the Islamic Shia sect. But Mohammed Hijab is not a Shia. He's a Sunni Muslim. So, does Sunni Muslims have temporary marriage? And the answer is yes, in my opinion, and no if you ask their scholars and sheikhs. And I'm going to explain why I say that in a minute. And this type of marriage is called Misyar marriage. So what is Misyar marriage? Misyar marriage is a marriage contract where the woman waives some of her rights typically associated with a standard Islamic marriage, such as the husband's obligation to provide accommodation or financial support or the right to cohabitate. Another definition is, Misyar marriage, while a valid form of marriage under Islamic law, is not inherently temporary, but can be structured as such if both parties agree to waive certain rights, such as cohabitation or financial support for a specified duration. If this marriage is not a license to be promiscuous, then I don't know what is. How can you call this marriage? This is nothing more than a sexual contract. Just imagine, I don't have to provide for her, I don't have to live with her, I can just visit for a couple of hours a week and leave. How on God's good green earth can you call this marriage? This is literally how men that sleep around move. This is called having girls on rotation, guys. Anyways, so why do I say this marriage is temporary and similar to muta marriage, which I explained earlier? Do you know why? First, because you don't have to do all of your duties as a man. You don't have to provide for her, you don't have to protect her. But the main reason why is because of how easy it is to divorce in Islam. You can just divorce her and repeat the same process again, which will eventually happen because women naturally get attached and always eventually want more from a man. In Islam, you can divorce if a woman or man doesn't please you sexually.
He was like, listen, if you're going to expose this, I can get away with it. I can say anything as an excuse. And you're not gonna get nothing from that. No one is gonna have pity on you. Women will not. Men will not. I can give any excuse. I can tell them I was sexually not satisfied. In fact, I don't even have to give any excuse whatsoever. I gave you a mahar. There were 2 witnesses. That's it. Done.
In Islam, you can divorce if you think he or she is ugly.
If he is really ugly and she's unable to look at his face. And there's a hadith of Thabit ibn Qais where his wife could not look at him. And she said, had I not feared Allah, I would have spitted in his face whenever I look at him because of his ugliness. This is a legitimate reason.
So what's the solution? Leave. Run away from Islam. Islam is just as sexually perverse and promiscuous as the West is. No wonder why the left never attacks Islam. Oh, and guess what? Islam also believes in abortion. Don't be deceived by the dress code, people. Any religion which prioritizes sex over inherent biological and moral duty is not from God. It's from the devil. If you don't believe me, go and study what heaven looks like in Islam. It's basically a sexual orgy. And yes, the 72 virgins rumors is true. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time, all right? Peace.